Hi guys, so we're halfway through the season now, and for the past 2 weeks, we've been playing Thunder and Lightning, released by Ceta Corporation in 1990. This game follows the well-established game mechanic from the likes of Breakout or Arkanoid, and mixes it up a little bit, but not excessively so. The game is solid, and I did not enjoy it, but it is a little bit frustrating. The game is adapted for joystick controls, but you do miss the accuracy of a spinner. When things are going well, the game's fun and enjoyable, but when they're not, it's highly frustrating. And it doesn't always feel like it's your fault when you lose. For example, the ball bouncing off some of the enemies that spawn, or the enemy that sucks up the ball, can actually fall off the screen with the ball in its mouth, causing you to lose. Nothing you can do about that. As I said though, it's not terrible, so let's take a look at the scores. So we had 16 scores submitted on this one. Those below 10th are kind of the stragglers. The game is tricky, and getting over 10 million is doing pretty well. In 10th is Colin, he's joined by Mark and Sort Your Pasta just ahead, all on around 14 million points. Our next 5 are all very close too. That's Tiny Lou in 3rd, all the way down to me in 7th. I think that's getting past the first boss, and getting a couple of levels into the second part of the game. Our top 2 though, both did very well, both getting around 24 million. That I think is getting to stage 2-4, which according to both of them is pretty tricky. In 2nd, we have Paul with 23.7 million. Good job there, Paul. But then taking either his first win or his first win for a while is Bob. Bob must have clicked with this one because he's done an excellent job to get that score. With 24 million points, he takes the win on Thunder and Lightning. So, let's see how that's changed the leaderboard. That win for Bob is we've had 5 different winners in the 5 games that we've had. Those 100 points means Bob's up 7 places, up into 9th. Gary did reasonably well too, he's up 2 into 8th. Paul took 2nd place, he's up 6 into 6th. Colin remains in 5th. And then up into 2nd is Tiny Lou. He's got ahead of Milthy and Pingy. Up at the top though, and sitting there for the 2nd week running, is Graham. Usually the one to beat, he's now 38 points ahead of Tiny Lou and 44 points ahead of Milthy. Certainly within striking distance, but he's built up a bit of a lead. So with that, let's see what our next game will be. On to our 6th game of the season, and I've got 13 games here. Bob, if you want a game on the wheel, just send me a message. So let's set things going and see what we get. Okay, slowing down. Oh, I didn't quite take over. So to be honest, we've gone this number of seasons and we've still not had Gradius. So this is Troy from Lucas, classic that I'm sure everyone's heard of. So I'll go make a video and be back in a sec. So our 6th game this season is the arcade classic Gradius, released by Konami in 1985. This game needs little introduction. It was originally developed as a sequel to Scramble, and you can see some of the similarities. But Konami must have felt that it deviated enough from the previous game to merit its own series. And this original game has spawned numerous arcade sequels and many home ports. It's highly influential on the genre, and is hugely iconic. We've had a couple of Gradius games in the series before, playing both Gradius 3 and Gradius 5 on the PS2. We've also had Parodius, a parody of this game. But it's nice to have the original, and I think this will be a good one. We'll be using the Japanese ROM gradius.zip and default settings as usual. These classic games are usually pretty popular, so I'm hoping for a pretty good turnout. I'm certainly expecting to have a pretty good time with this one. I hope you too have a good time with Gradius, and I'll be back in a couple of weeks with the scores. See you then.